Imagine standing at the edge of the world, feeling the cool morning breeze against your face as you gaze out at a city that seems almost too beautiful to be real. Your heart skips a beat. This is the moment every traveler dreams of. That instant when a place doesn't just capture your eyes, but captures your soul. Today, we're embarking on a journey to discover the 20 most breathtaking cities our planet has to offer in 2025. These aren't just destinations on a map. They're living, breathing masterpieces that have stirred the hearts of millions. Ready to transform your wanderlust into unforgettable adventures? Subscribe to TravelGuideElite and never miss our insider guides to the world's most extraordinary destinations. Hit that subscribe button and join our community of passionate explorers. Your next life-changing journey starts here. Picture yourself walking down the Champs-Élysées as the sun sets behind the Arc de Triomphe. The cobblestones beneath your feet have witnessed centuries of history, yet Paris feels more alive than ever. Following the spectacular Olympics, this eternal city has experienced a renaissance that has reminded the world why it's perennially ranked as one of the most lovable places on Earth. As you sit at a sidewalk cafe, watching elegantly dressed Parisians hurry past, you understand why Paris isn't just a city. It's a feeling. The way the light dances off the Seine, the gentle hum of conversation mixing with the distant sound of street musicians. This is magic you can touch. The aroma of fresh croissants drifts from a nearby boulangerie, while lovers steal kisses on the Pont Neuf. Even the pigeons seem to strut with Parisian elegance. Fun fact, the Eiffel Tower was originally intended to be temporary, built for the 1889 World's Fair. It was nearly demolished in 1909, but was saved because it proved useful as a radio transmission tower. Imagine standing before the Sagrada Familia at dawn, watching as the first rays of sunlight transform Gaudi's stone dreams into something otherworldly. Your neck cranes upward, following the impossible curves and spirals that seem to grow from the earth itself. This is Barcelona, a city where art doesn't hang on walls, it is the walls. Walk through the Gothic quarter and feel the medieval stones whisper stories of centuries past. The narrow alleyways open suddenly into sun-drenched plazas where locals sip cortados and debate football with passionate gestures. Then emerge onto Las Ramblas, where the energy hits you like a wave. Street performers, flower vendors, and the intoxicating scent of tapas create a symphony for your senses. Later, sink your toes into the warm sand of Barceloneta Beach, where the Mediterranean meets one of Europe's most vibrant cities. The sound of waves mingles with distant flamenco guitar, creating the perfect Barcelona soundtrack. Fun fact, Gaudi's Sagrada Familia has been under construction for over 140 years. When completed around 2026, it will be taller than any cathedral in the world and Barcelona's tallest building. Close your eyes and imagine the gentle rustle of bamboo in the wind. You're walking through the Arashiyama bamboo grove, where thousands of towering stalks create a natural cathedral above you. The filtered green light feels almost sacred, and in this moment, you understand why Kyoto has become 2025's top cultural destination. Turn a corner and find yourself face to face with the golden brilliance of Kinkakuji, the Golden Pavilion, perfectly reflected in still waters. An elderly monk tends to the gardens with movements so graceful they seem choreographed. Cherry blossoms drift lazily past your shoulder like nature's confetti. This isn't just a city, it's poetry written in stone and wood. The sound of temple bells carries on the wind, while the scent of incense mingles with blooming jasmine. Every step reveals another carefully composed scene, as if the entire city is one vast Zen garden designed to calm the soul. Fun fact: Kyoto has over 2,000 temples and shrines. The city was Japan's capital for over 1,000 years and was spared from atomic bombing in Wabiwuru because of its cultural significance. Stand at the edge of Table Mountain, 3,500 feet above the city, and feel the wind threaten to steal your breath away. Below you, Cape Town spreads out like a jewel between two oceans, with the Atlantic and Indian Seas meeting in a dance of blues and whites. Your heart pounds, partly from the altitude, partly from the sheer, overwhelming beauty. The city's colorful Bokaap neighborhood catches the light like a painter's palette, while the sprawling townships tell stories of resilience and hope. Descend to the V&A waterfront and taste the Rainbow Nation's flavors while seals play in the harbor. Visit Robben Island and feel the weight of history. Then return to Long Street, where jazz spills from doorways and the energy of a city reborn fills the air. As the sun sets, the sky explodes in colors that make you understand why they call this the fairest cape. This is Cape Town, where every sunset feels like the world's grand finale. Fun fact: Cape Town's Table Mountain is older than the Himalayas, at 600 million years old. It's one of the world's oldest mountains. The cable car to the top has carried over 28 million passengers. Imagine tossing a coin into the Trevi Fountain at midnight. When the crowds have thinned and the ancient stones seem to glow with their own inner light. The splash echoes through the silence, and you feel connected to the millions who have made this same wish throughout the centuries. Walk through the Colosseum and picture the roar of ancient crowds. The ghosts of gladiators seem to move through the shadows. Then step into a tiny trattoria, where the owner's grandmother is still making pasta by hand, just as her grandmother did. Rome isn't a museum. It's a living, breathing time machine where every cobblestone has a story. Fun fact: Rome has more fountains than any other city in the world. Over 2,000. The Trevi Fountain collects about $1.5 million in coins annually, which is donated to charity for Rome's needy. Stand on the Charles Bridge at sunrise when the mist rises from the Vltava River and the city's 100 spires pierce through the clouds like something from a dream. The Gothic towers, Baroque palaces, and Art Nouveau buildings create a skyline that seems painted by the gods themselves. Listen to the medieval astronomical clock chime the hour as crowds gather below. You're in the heart of the old town square, surrounded by buildings that have watched over this city for 8 centuries. A street musician plays violin nearby, and the notes seem to dance with the morning light. This is Prague, where reality is more beautiful than any fairy tale. Fun fact: Prague's astronomical clock, built in 1410, is the 3rd oldest in the world and still working. Legend says the city will suffer if the clock stops running. It's been carefully maintained for over 600 years. Imagine standing in Times Square at midnight, surrounded by a river of humanity from every corner of the world. The neon lights reflect in your eyes as you realize you're at the crossroads of the planet. This is the city that dreams are made of, the place where a hot dog vendor might be a poet, and the taxi driver could be writing the next great American novel. Walk through Central Park in autumn, when the leaves create a carpet of gold beneath your feet. The city's energy softens here, and you can almost hear the whispers of all the dreamers who have walked these same paths. Later, catch a Broadway show and feel the electric energy of live performance in the theater district. New York isn't just a city, it's humanity's greatest collaboration. Fun fact: New York City has over 800 languages spoken within its borders, making it the most linguistically diverse city in the world. The subway system never closes. It's one of the few 24/7 transit systems globally. Picture yourself in the middle of the Shibuya crossing, surrounded by a sea of people. Neon signs flashing in languages that dance before your eyes. The organized chaos is mesmerizing. Somehow, in this city of 14 million people, everything flows like a perfectly choreographed ballet. Find peace in the ancient Sensoji temple, where the scent of incense mingles with prayers whispered in the morning light. Then dive into the electric energy of Harajuku, where fashion is art and every street corner is a runway. Tokyo doesn't just show you the future, it invites you to live in it. Fun fact: Tokyo's Shibuya crossing is the world's busiest pedestrian intersection, with up to 3,000 people crossing simultaneously. The city has more Michelin-starred restaurants than Paris and London combined. Stand on the south bank of the Thames at twilight, watching the lights of Parliament reflect in the dark water. Big Ben's chimes echo across the city, and you feel the weight of history in every stone. For the 10th year running, London has claimed the title of most lovable city, and in this moment, you understand why. Duck into a centuries-old pub where the wood is worn smooth by countless hands, and the stories flow as freely as the ale. Then catch a performance at the Globe Theatre, where Shakespeare's words come alive under the same stars that inspired him. London isn't just a city, it's a living library where every street has a chapter to tell. Fun fact: London's Underground is the world's oldest subway system, opened in 1863. The city has over 170 museums and more green space than any other major city. 40% of London is parks and gardens. Imagine sailing into Sydney Harbour at dawn, watching the Opera House's white sails catch the first light of day. The harbour bridge arches overhead like a steel rainbow, and the city spreads along the water's edge like a jewel. This is one of the world's most beautiful harbours, and you're floating right through its heart. Later, surf the waves at Bondi Beach, where the sun-kissed sand meets the endless blue of the Pacific. The lifestyle here is infectious, laid back but energetic, sophisticated but approachable. Sydney doesn't just welcome visitors, it embraces them like old friends. Fun fact: Sydney Opera House's roof contains over 1 million tiles. The building was designed to look like billowing sails, and it took 14 years to build. The harbour bridge is nicknamed the Coat Hanger by locals. Stand at the top of the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, and watch the sun rise over a city that didn't exist a generation ago. The desert stretches endlessly in one direction, while futuristic skyscrapers pierce the sky in the other. This is human ambition made manifest, a city that dared to dream the impossible. Walk through the gold souks where traders have bargained for centuries. Then step into the ultra-modern Dubai Mall, where you can ski indoors while it's 100 degrees outside. Dubai is a city of contrasts, where tradition and innovation dance together in the desert heat. Fun fact: Dubai's Burj Khalifa is so tall that temperatures at the top can be 50 degrees Celsius cooler than at the base. The city imports sand from Australia because desert sand is too fine for construction. Imagine walking through the gardens by the bay at night, when the Super Tree Grove lights up like something from a science fiction dream. These vertical gardens reach toward the stars, creating a canopy of living art above your head. Singapore has reimagined what a city can be, a place where nature and technology exist in perfect harmony. Taste your way through a hawker center where the world's cuisines come together in a symphony of flavors. Chinese, Malay, Indian, and Western dishes create a culinary UN where every meal is a cultural exchange. Singapore isn't just a city, it's a blueprint for the future. Fun fact: Singapore is both a city and a country. It's the only city-state in modern times to achieve developed nation status. The city has no natural water sources, but is completely water self-sufficient through innovation. Stand on the Galata Bridge at sunset, watching the call to prayer echo across the Golden Horn while seagulls dance in the orange light. Behind you, the ancient city of Constantinople spreads across 7 hills, its minarets and domes creating a skyline that has inspired poets for centuries. Step into the Blue Mosque and feel the weight of devotion in the air. The tiles seem to glow with inner light, and the geometric patterns create a meditation in stone. Then lose yourself in the Grand Bazaar, where merchants have traded spices and carpets for 600 years. Istanbul doesn't just connect Europe and Asia, it connects the past and present. Fun fact: Istanbul is the only city in the world that spans 2 continents. The Bosphorus Bridge connects Europe and Asia, and you can literally walk from one continent to another in under an hour. Picture yourself soaking in the Sechenyi thermal baths on a winter evening. The warm mineral water steaming around you while snow falls gently on the Baroque architecture. This is Budapest, a city that knows how to embrace both beauty and comfort. Walk across the chain bridge at night when the Buda Castle is illuminated like a golden crown above the river. The Parliament building's Gothic spires reflect in the dark water, and you realize you're in one of Europe's most romantic cities. Budapest isn't just beautiful, it's soul-stirring. Fun fact: Budapest sits on over 100 thermal springs, earning it the nickname Spa City. The city has the world's largest thermal water cave system, and people have been bathing in these healing waters for over 2,000 years. Stand in the Piazza del Duomo at dawn, when the morning light hits Brunelleschi's dome, and the cathedral seems to glow from within. This is where the Renaissance was born, where human creativity reached heights that still inspire us today. Visit the Uffizi Gallery and come face to face with masterpieces that have moved hearts for centuries. Then walk across the Ponte Vecchio, where goldsmiths have crafted beauty for generations. Florence isn't just a city, it's humanity's greatest art gallery, where every street corner holds a masterpiece. Fun fact: Florence's Duomo Dome was an architectural miracle. Built without scaffolding, it remained the world's largest dome for 600 years. Michelangelo said he could build a bigger dome, but not a more beautiful one. Imagine driving down Lombard Street, the world's most crooked street, with the bay spread out below you like a blue jewel. The Golden Gate Bridge emerges from the morning fog like a red dream, and you understand why this city captures hearts so completely. Ride a cable car up one of the city's legendary hills, feeling the mechanism clank and groan beneath you as the city unfolds in all directions. Visit Alcatraz Island and feel the weight of history, then return to Fisherman's Wharf, where sea lions bask in the afternoon sun. San Francisco isn't just a city. It's a work of art painted across impossible geography. Fun fact, San Francisco's famous cable cars are the world's last manually operated cable car system. The city is built on 43 wheels, and Lombard Street has 8 sharp turns in just 1 block to navigate the steep terrain. Picture yourself climbing Arthur's Seat at dawn, watching the sun rise over a city that seems carved from stone dreams. The medieval Old Town and Georgian New Town spread below you like pages from a history book. And Edinburgh Castle stands guard over it all like a stone sentinel. During festival season, the city transforms into the world's largest arts celebration. Street performers, musicians, and storytellers turn every corner into a stage. The Royal Mile comes alive with creativity, and you realize you're in a city where art isn't just displayed, it's lived. Fun fact, Edinburgh hosts the world's largest arts festival every August, with over 5,000 shows. The city has more listed buildings per square mile than anywhere else in the world, and it's built on an extinct volcano. Imagine gliding through the Grand Canal on a gondola at sunset, watching the palazzo facades glow in the golden light. The only sounds are the gentle lap of water against stone and the distant call of seagulls. This is Venice, a city that shouldn't exist but does, floating on the lagoon like a dream made manifest. Get lost in the narrow alleyways where every turn reveals a new wonder. A hidden church, a tiny bridge, a shop that's been in the same family for generations. Venice isn't just a city, it's poetry written in stone and water. Fun fact, Venice is built on over 100 small islands connected by 400 bridges. The city sinks about 1 to 2 millimeters per year, and it's supported by millions of wooden piles driven deep into the lagoon floor. Stand atop the ancient city walls at sunset, watching the orange light dance across the terracotta rooftops, and the Adriatic Sea stretch endlessly toward the horizon. This medieval fortress city has survived empires and wars, emerging more beautiful than ever. Walk the marble streets of the Old Town, where every building tells a story of survival and beauty. The sound of your footsteps echoes off ancient stones, and you feel connected to the thousands who have walked these same paths throughout the centuries. Dubrovnik isn't just a city, it's a triumph of human resilience. Fun fact, Dubrovnik's city walls are nearly 2 miles long and up to 20 feet thick. The city was a major maritime power for centuries and maintained independence for over 450 years as the Republic of Ragusa. Imagine standing at the edge of Lake Wakatipu, surrounded by snow-capped peaks that seem to touch the sky. The water is so clear you can see the bottom, and the silence is so complete you can hear your own heartbeat. This is Queenstown, where adventure and beauty dance together in perfect harmony. Take the gondola up Bob's Peak and watch the sun set over the southern Alps. The lake below mirrors the sky, and you realize you're in one of the world's most spectacular natural settings. Whether you're bungee jumping, skiing, or simply sitting by the water, Queenstown reminds you that the world is still capable of taking your breath away. Fun fact, Queenstown is the birthplace of commercial bungee jumping. The first jump was from the Kawarau Gorge Bridge in 1988. The town has more adventure activities per capita than anywhere else on Earth. These 20 cities represent more than just beautiful places. They're reminders of what humanity can achieve when we dare to dream. From the ancient stones of Rome to the futuristic skylines of Dubai, from the natural wonders of Cape Town to the cultural treasures of Kyoto, each city offers something unique and irreplaceable. As we journey through 2025, these cities stand as beacons of beauty in our world. They remind us that despite our differences, humans everywhere share the same desire to create something beautiful, something lasting, something that will inspire future generations to dream even bigger. So pack your bags, open your heart, and prepare to fall in love with the world all over again. These cities are waiting to share their stories, their beauty, and their magic with you. The only question is, which one will you visit first? The world is beautiful. These cities prove it. And you deserve to experience every breathtaking moment they have to offer.